friends, Cassandra here. In today's video, I'll be sharing my September grocery haul. And just like last month, I will include lots of footage showing you how helpful incorporating easy canning, fermentation, and dehydration allows you to stockpile your pantry beyond the basics of rice and beans, and instead opt for healthier versions like fresh vegetables and produce that will last for months, if not years to come. Speaking of last month's video, wow! Thank you for all of your views and over 98 comments. If you haven't seen that video yet, the comment section is full of great discussion and I love replying to everyone. But if we haven't met, welcome to my channel. I describe myself as a woman who has her feet on both sides of the grass. By day, I work a full-time job outside of my home, but at night I can be found digging my hands in the dirt or dough, turning our 1/8 of an acre townhouse into a micro homestead. Now, my husband and I are planning our country escape in just 4 years, but if you're a fellow homestead dreamer, consider clicking subscribe and following me around my kitchen, garden, and home as I learn these skills and share them with you. All right, let's jump into the haul. Friends, so we're gonna go ahead and first start off with pineapple. And out of season, pineapples not only don't taste as good, but they can shoot up in price considerably even in the can. So thinking ahead to the holiday season, I wanted to can my own pineapple while I'm finding them for just $1.99 each. And one pineapple will make a little bit over 2 pints for me. Now, compared to the can prices in stores, I'm already saving about an average of 35% or more off of the can prices. And honestly, that's even if you can find canned pineapple. Canning pineapple does take some time to remove the skin, the crown, and the core, but I don't immediately send those parts to the compost. Instead, I bring those parts to a boil in a large pot, throw in some cinnamon sticks, which I have right here, but I'll throw in some cinnamon sticks and I'll make pineapple tea, and I'll sweeten it with my fermented honey garlic recipe that I'll talk to you about in a moment. Now, I prefer pineapple tea both hot and cold. Oh, it's so good and good for you. All right, so next up we have blueberries, which are extremely high in antioxidants even before you ferment them, but they're another seasonal item that are abundant, best tasting, and will be at their lowest price over the next few weeks. Last year I canned my blueberries, which I enjoyed as fruit syrup topping for cakes, oatmeal, and in smoothies. But this year I'm actually going to ferment them. If you haven't tried fermented blueberries, you must. They take on a deliciously tart flavor that's balanced by the honey's sweetness with a slight effervescence from the ferment that is just the delight that you didn't even know you were missing. Now, you can ferment blueberries in a variety of ways with whey or white sugar or salt. But I'm going to use raw honey this time because A, it's so quick to make your own blueberry shelf stable using that method, and B, I like having the option to scoop out only what I need at a time. This will be great in my smoothies to mask an overly veggie taste. It's delicious in a fermented mint blueberry lemonade on oatmeal and really whatever you like. Fresh jalapeno peppers, the organic apple cider with the mother, fresh peeled garlic, horseradish, onions, ginger, and onions will be used to create my fall fire cider recipe. As we slide into the cooler temperatures and what is traditionally known as cold and flu season, I wanted to start brewing staggered batches of fire cider. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically an apple cider vinegar tonic that's infused with the superfoods that I have here and a few more herbs and spices that I already have in stock. I'll also probably add turmeric and cinnamon sticks for their antiviral properties. And what you do with it is you take 1 teaspoon daily, which packs an energizing punch of concentrated ingredients that are designed to support your health and vitality, especially if you feel the onset of a cold or flu, or if you're in the early stages of one. The concoction will need to brew for several weeks, so it's best to start making it now so you have enough to get you through the fall and winter months. And I do have a video that shows you the recipe that I use, although you can make it out of a handful of probably 13 to 15 ingredients, so I'll go ahead and link that in the card above. I love the taste of fresh canned sweet corn, and when you can it yourself, you pick up on the discernible difference between your own corn and commercial corn, and I'm not sure why that is, but it's worth it to me to buy quality corn. I dehydrate the silks to make corn silk tea, which is excellent at fighting inflammation, treating kidney stones, and contains lots of potassium and vitamin K. And then I'll save the husks for fall decor. Now, this corn was purchased at a farmer's market, and I'm so excited to add this to cornbread, tortillas, and vegetable soups. And quite honestly, just serve as a side right out of the jar. All right, friends, so in last week's haul, you'll recall that I planned to ferment some carrots, but I guess I grabbed a bad bag because they spoiled on me when I went to use them. This time I did pick up some matchstick carrots because the way that I want to enjoy them most is as an addition to sandwiches or as a condiment. And yes, I could have purchased more for my money by buying whole carrots, and I do, but August is heavy canning season, and I've got apples and pears and figs and corn and tomatoes and so much coming in that I just needed a bit of convenience. If you haven't tried them, please do. They have the taste of a traditional carrot with like a tinge of tanginess and a slightly sour kick, but you can also give them a more classic flavor profile by adding in pickling spices, garlic and onion or dill. And I'm also just gonna go ahead and throw in some radish in there for a bit of a peppery spice. I also picked up some tilapia, which I'm going to unthaw and can. I love canning my own fish. It's super easy, and it makes a great alternative to the rising prices and lower quality of store canned meats. It's also a great way for me to have a quick option for fish cakes and tuna salad. I also picked up some ground turkey, and this is completely to dehydrate. I'll add a card to a video showing you how easy it is to dehydrate and rehydrate ground beef because the process is virtually the same. I love how well it reconstitutes, and I like to keep both options, ground beef and turkey, on hand for shelf-stable meats. I also picked up 16 sticks of butter. This is headed straight for the freezer. Butter freezes great, and I always get unsalted butter because it gives you complete control over the flavor of your recipe, and it's the butter that you need for baked goods like cookies and cakes. Eggplant is so versatile. I mean, who doesn't love eggplant parmesan, or as an addition to soups or stews or in chili? And what I plan to do with this is to dehydrate it. And while it will lack color, don't be fooled. This stuff rehydrates so well that you can easily bake or slightly saute it, and it will restore to its fresh, full glory. There is not one type of eggplant that works better than the other, but you will want to search for smaller eggplants, as large ones will need to be cut into smaller slices. Y'all, I found drumsticks and thighs for 99 cents a pound, which is such a great sale. Because as I mentioned in my last video, I prefer to buy whole chickens because I can consistently get them at the 95 to 99 cents per pound rate by doing that. Cut up chicken prices vary, but when I see them hit this price, I do save myself some time and I buy them pre-cut. I do can my own chicken, but I'm just going to freeze these for frying. Drumsticks are my favorite, and then baking the thighs. I may go back and get some more because that sale price is excellent. Okay, so next up, I only bought about 4 of these cans because I do have a stockpile of these already, but I want to grab a few more. And properly stored, an unopened can of cream of chicken soup will generally stay best at best quality for 3 to 5 years. And it is great to have on hand because this stuff is so versatile. I feel like this stuff just jazzes up anything, whether it's grains or meats, vegetables. And on nights that I am really struggling to put something on the table, it just makes me feel better about myself. And sometimes when I have small random leftovers of things, or I have refrigerated fresh food that is close to expiring, I just dump a can of this stuff on top and it never fails to come out tasting good. Okay friends, so I did pick up this exotic chip blend, which is made with sweet potato, taro, batata, and parsnips. It's the Aldi version of the Terra brand, which I do enjoy as a snack when you want what I call, just some healthy junk food. Truth moment, I actually bought 2 bags You only see one here, and that's just how good they are. Oh my goodness, I love these. I also picked up some dog treats for Thor, my French bulldog. I also went ahead and picked up some organic maple syrup, and maybe you already do this too, but if you don't, consider getting maple syrup over sugar syrups, because organic maple syrup contains manganese and zinc in fairly large amounts, in addition to calcium and potassium. Now we use this on our pancakes and waffles. It's often alongside fried apple toppings or other fresh fruit toppings, so you don't need to use as much. But with that being said, friends, I still picked up regular syrup because I want to be prepared in the event that I host breakfast for our family or a couple of neighbors that we're close to, or have a brunch gathering that could easily be more than 8 folks. And I would prefer to have a budget-friendly option that could accommodate larger crowds. I think it's more than sensible to stock your pantry with both. And next up is coffee, which is a morning staple around here. So I wanted to stock up. One thing that I have paid attention to as a garden and farm enthusiast is what crops experience volatility this year due to the reduced number of workers that were available to harvest. And this is not a prediction, y'all, just an observation. So I went ahead and I purchased some coffee, which I do about every haul. Also picked up 2 boxes of Tosino Herbal Tea blend. While coffee is an almost daily routine for me and not more than usually 1 mug because I enjoy herbal teas the rest of the day, I have noticed that about 2 to 3 times per year, I wake up and my taste buds or belly just turns away from coffee. When I need something gentle, I have found Tosino Herbal Tea to be that perfect substitute. And if you haven't heard about this brand, it is a delicious blend of organic herbs and grains and fruits and nuts that are roasted and then ground to brew and taste like coffee, but it's in a tea bag and it really delivers. It was designed to please tea drinkers who want a full-bodied brew with bold flavor. I learned about this brand from a friend who is pregnant and preferred to stay away from coffee, and it's really good. This is kind of my boutique item, and I bought just these 2 boxes, which will be enough for the next couple of months. Masa Flour, and this is perfect for making authentic Mexican tortillas, tamales, and traditional Central American recipes. And I found that making my own tortillas for breakfast, lunch, or dinner recipes, and then freezing a small batch at a time is a better option for me than packing my small standalone freezer with something that I can make on demand. Yes, I am pretty ruthless about what gets freezer space, but I really prefer that because it really challenges me to only freeze items that do best frozen, and it gives me plenty of practice using other preservation methods. Masa Flour is also gluten-free, is a great source of calcium and B vitamins, and easier to digest than white flour. And while my stockpile of sugar is doing great, I just always grab one because again, the holiday season is going to quickly approach, and so I want to make sure that I have enough. Next up, we have shredded and block cheese, and I do allocate some permanent space in my fridge for freezing cheese, and it's a great option, especially for dishes where I'm not eating the cheese raw, but adding it to cooked dishes. You will want to use your cheese within 6 to 9 months, which is still an excellent time frame for it to keep fresh, and then thaw it out in the refrigerator first. Next up, we have sliced pimientos, and I love having these on hand for when I make my own cheese, which I'll do after canning season. Pimento cheese is one of my favorites, and these peppers are, they're barely spicy, if not sweet, and they're just very mild. They're also great in hot sauce and sandwiches, and these jars will double as gifts for a lavender honey that I make using lavender that I've grown from my garden. I'll add a little bit of burlap on top, and my friends look forward to this novelty item every year. It's a great way to preserve the harvest. Also grab some frying oil to add to my mix of oils that includes avocado, canola, olive, coconut, etc. I just like to keep a variety of oils on hand, and the expiration date for this, I lifted it up earlier, is December 2021, so I've got some time to use this. Next to the oil is distilled white vinegar, which is such a workhorse in my kitchen. It's just an all-around go-to. I use this as the base in my homemade cleaning solutions. It's perfect as a window cleaner substitute. It keeps my cut flours fresh. I use it in our homemade toothpaste as a gentle teeth whitener. It reduces odor, heartburn, and the list goes on. So I just picked up another, how big is this container? I think it's a gallon. Yep, another gallon-sized white vinegar. I also picked up some quick rolled oats. Now these have a shelf life of 18 to 24 months when they're stored in the original packaging, but the best long-term storage for oat groats, your steel cut oats, your regular oats, is a number 10 can with an oxygen absorber to protect against, critters and extend the storage life. Now I have all of those varieties in my downstairs pantry, and I do like to move between those types because sometimes I do need a quick cooking option, and I like to make my own peach flavored instant oatmeal to take to work for a quick snack or when I wake up and I'm just not immediately hungry for breakfast. I'll insert a card to a video where I'll show you how to make your own peach sugar using dehydrated peach skins that are left over when you can your own peaches. It's a video that I made at the beginning of summer. Y'all, it is so good. Definitely try it if you can. To get more grocery haul ideas, check out my last video. And if you still want more, visit the channel Her Healthy Home. She's a fellow creator here on YouTube, and we collaborated this month to give you some grocery store ideas. She posts daily content, is super responsive to questions you might have, and has a beautiful backyard garden. Take care, friends. I'll see you in my kitchen or garden soon.